Hey y'all, it's Lachi, back with another episode of Big Dis Glossary, where I serve up joyful nuggets of my tiny disabled rebellion. Think snackable activism with seasoning. Today, we're diving into something called the curb cut effect. And no, it is not a new dance move. Curb cuts are those little dips at the end of sidewalks that let folks using wheelchairs and walkers glide on and off like the sidewalk royalty they are. But let's be real. Curb cuts have saved all of us at least once. Whether you're pushing a stroller, dragging a rolling suitcase, or just trying to look cool while hauling too many grocery bags. So here's where the curb cut effect comes in. Coined by Angela Glover Blackwell, the term basically describes what happens when features designed for people with certain disabilities end up benefiting everybody else. It's like accessibility created a group project, and for once, the whole group actually benefited. And curb cuts themselves are just the tip. Take audiobooks. They were designed for blind people who don't use braille. Fun fact, yup, less than 10% of us do. But now audiobooks are basically everyone's emotional support media. Your gym hype man, your road trip buddy, your I definitely read 12 books this year receipts. And we all know you've ordered your I Identify as Blind audiobook, so why even bring it up? And then we got text to speech. How many of y'all use it to get out of typing a dissertation length text? Text to speech started as tech by and for disabled folks, but now it's that one friend everybody leans on. The curb cut effect proves one simple thing. Everybody's got their own needs and accommodations. Nobody out here is one size fits all. And it shows just how wildly innovative disabled folks are. Everything from email to text messaging to electric toothbrush to automatic doors. I mean, listen, email and text messaging were both technologies that were started because deaf folks were trying to be able to communicate via text, right? They were trying to be able to communicate in a way that required a visual medium. That is why we have text messaging now that you don't answer when this guy you're trying to avoid is texting you, right? That's why we have emails now that you don't answer because you ain't trying to do email because you Gen Z or whatever. My point is that we're so far beyond that we're already taking these things for granted as a community that started out as tech for disabled folks blossomed into this beautiful curb cut effect of universal design. So everybody benefited and is now so commonplace that we don't even acknowledge like why it was started. We just know it. It just feels like it was always there. The electric toothbrush is one I like to bring up. I love my electric toothbrush. You just kind of sit it there and it just kind of go back and forth and do what you got to do. That was originally made for folks who had difficulty with gripping and things of that nature. So that has been super useful for so many people. Then the automatic door. Obviously, we understand why that was created. The elevator, we understand why that was created. The remote control. These were all accessibility tools. The thing about it is everything starts as an accessibility need, right? Like clothing at one point, right? Tables and chairs so that people can sit down were innovations, okay? Just think of designing for access as universal innovation because that's literally what it is. You know, it's so interesting. We've been talking about accessible instruments and adaptive instruments and how they differ for different bodies, different ways that people play and navigate the musical instrument. And I can only predict, because I'm blind, so I'm an oracle, I can only predict that this technology is going to eventually become universal so that anyone can enjoy, play, and be a part of creating music. I've got a ton more examples of the curb cut effect in my book, I Identify as Blind, out January 27. It's available for pre-order right now. Perfect timing for the holidays. So go ahead and treat yourself and everyone on your gift list. And while you're waiting for your copies to ship in, keep coming back for more Big Dis Glossary. Because trust me, we have a lot to cover. But for now, I'm gonna let you sit with that one.